NuSpecian product line of high-potency nutritional supplements empower your body to fight for you so you can enjoy your life full of energy, strength, and endurance.
Our mission at NuSpecian is to offer products to help purify and rebuild your body system so you can lead a better, longer life.
NuSpecian formulas are designed to comprehensively meet your body's nutritional needs. A tablespoon can replace many bottles of tablets filling your cabinets. NuSpecian raw plant-based ingredients are easily absorbed and used by your body. It's safe and effective nutrition that you can really feel. Each of our formulas is designed to support your body as a whole, allowing it to do the work it was designed to do.
My labs have shown that my body's gotten stronger, so I know NuSpecian works.
Maintain, improve, or rebuild your health with the help of NuSpecian.
Order now at NuSpecian.com.
Good morning and welcome to the NuSpecian Live. I am Jillian.
And I'm Aston.
NuSpecian's mission is to help our clients live better and longer. NuSpecian provides powerful nutritional supplements that are designed to help your body be resilient against the toughest of health challenges. Everyone is on their own health journey, and good health choices means something different for each of us. That's why we're hosting this Q&A every Saturday at 10 a.m. so you can ask the questions that will keep you moving toward your health goals. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, thank you. But if you intend on commenting or asking questions in the chat, you do need to join us over on our website. So if you want to do that, please just quickly go to NuSpecian.com, click on live stream in the main menu, and then click on this Q&A. It'll take a few seconds and you'll be right back with us. You can also submit your questions in advance. That's on NuSpecian app. On the home page, you can just click the little form. If you provide your email at that time, we'll then also send you the clip when your question is answered. So we want to also keep you informed about new education, discounts, and other announcements. So please feel free to fill out the form that is being linked right now in the chat. On this form, you can give us permission to contact you. And if you provide your email, your phone number, or your mailing address, we can put you on our email list. We can text you, and we can also send you physical mail. Additional announcement is that we are still hiring an additional client service representative, and that is posted on our website right now. So if you or someone you know is interested in the position, please click the link that will also be in the chat. You can learn about the position, and if you feel like it's a good fit, you can apply. All right, now starting this week, we are going to be leaving the show recordings up on NuSpecianTV.com. Aston has been getting some feedback from clients that they are disappointed when they miss the show, and even if they didn't have a question to ask, they like to learn the answers to other people's questions. So now you can go to NuSpecianTV.com and see all of the historical episodes and all the ones we'll be doing into the future, and certainly refer them to your friends and family if we answer a question that you think is relevant to someone you love. All right, Aston's going to say a few words, and then in the meantime, please start posting your questions in the chat.
Well, I'm just going to pick up from where you're leaving off. Some of you may be home, so you have family members home, you have your children, your grandchildren home, you have, friends home. You should let them tune in as well and be exposed to the education that we do. I think the education that we do, it matters because we're actually giving you what we have learned over many years, more than 2 decades from working with tens of thousands of people who have, chronic diseases, people who made it, people who didn't make it, why they didn't make it, why those who who have made it, why they made it, or why they're making it. So it's just a lot of knowledge, and I think your children and grandchildren should be exposed to it if you can get them to tune in. And if you have relatives in other countries or other parts of the world, of the United States, let them know they should join on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. to listen in. And you never know, they may have questions. Most of our clients actually are referred by you, so you are as much as important to New Species as we are. So please do that. So we can go into it. I had a few comments that I prepared, but maybe I can do them next week so we can just get started.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got some questions. Let me pull them up here. I have a lot of windows open on my screen. All right. So we have some questions we didn't get to last week, so I wanted to start with those.
Okay.
So one of them, and I'm not sure if you would know this, but Carla asked, "Good morning, New Species. Would it be risky to drink a lot of plain seltzer water in regards to acidity and blood pressure?"
So that's a good question. I think, Carla, you've stuffed me with that question because we promote that everyone should just drink natural water, which is whether it's from the well or from the ground. You can at home from your tap you could filter the water, get a really good filter. I think some really good filters have 2, 3, even 4 stages of filtration. So you get a really good filter and you filter the water. So you filter out all the pharmaceuticals that may be in the water, any heavy metals or chemicals that are in the water. And then you boil it to kill parasites or, any kind of microbes that's likely in the water. So you filter and then you boil to kill all those living creatures. And I think you have pretty good water that's very likely better than bottled water.
What about seltzer, though? I think it seems like Carla thinks that seltzer might be acidic.
It is acidic. It's carbonation, meaning that it has a lot of carbon and it has a lot of dioxide, which is particles of oxygen. So it's not stable water like freshwater H2O. So if you are worried about acidity, carbonated water is acidic. And that's why it has that bite, like alcohol has a sting. Yes, that's why it does.
And then does that create any particular issue for someone with high blood pressure?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I said you stuffed me only because I have never had a situation where, by the way, when we give you information, we give you what we learn over the years from working with so many thousands of people. So I have never had a situation where carbonated water or seltzer water caused someone blood pressure to go up. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I've never seen that. And fortunately for you, we only share information or knowledge that we know for sure. We have seen it over and over, many, many times over, and that's why we can speak to you with certainty about what we do for your health to help you to live better and longer.
Alrighty. Carla, if you are listening and you want to provide more context as to why you asked that, if you read something somewhere or you heard about that, let us know. Maybe we could give you a better answer. All right. Next question is from Donette. She asked, what do you have for asthma?
So we do have a system, a package for asthma. And the same package can be used for sinus issues. If you have sinus issues or sinus infection or allergies, it's the same package. All 3 of those conditions are related. In some cases, one can cause the other. Allergies can lead to asthma. Asthma is where there's a lot of damaged cells or tissue in the lung and causing some of those air sacs to get so damaged they can't process oxygen and send it to the blood. Get the blood oxygenated to the heart, and that's how our bodies get oxygenated, and that's why people who have asthma have heart disease. So, but we do have a system that we can put up somewhere in the screen for you for asthma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And we have one other question I think Kayla's passing along to me. Someone put a question in, I don't know what chat you said on Vimeo. So our New Species TV. So that's a different chat than, okay. Either way, if you can join us on newspecies.com, click on live stream and then click on this Q&A. You'll put the chats directly in the box that I'm looking at here on my screen. And Kayla will do her best to try to gather if you end up putting a question somewhere else, but we might miss it and we don't want to. All right, Kayla sent it along to me. So what new species formula is recommended for early prediabetes?
That would be I assume that your A1C is at least 5.7. If you're in the United States, it's 5.7 is where it becomes abnormal. If it's below 5.6, usually you're fine. So if it's 5.7 or above, then yes. And if it's 5.7 to 6.2, then you're either pre-diabetic or borderline. That's all the doctors in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. They come up with all these terms of pre-diabetes, borderline diabetes. I personally think it's all nonsense. Either you have something or you don't. If the lab report say your A1C is 5.7 and it says high, or H meaning high, and the lab report, it means that there's a diabetic condition. So if the A1C is between 5.7 and 6.2, then the basic starter we have for diabetes can help to rebuild your body, rebuild your pancreas. That's where diabetes live, and it can help you to get your A1C, get your body to get your A1C to be better. So we can post the starter. It would be the detox, the anti-inflammatory, and the L-NU1, and that's just the very, very basic. So you go on that and you stay on those 3 formulas until you get the results you're looking for. And yes, it's a great idea for all of you who have early stage diabetes. That's what I prefer to call it. That you fix it, because once it gets worse, it can cause extraordinary damage to other organs. That's the power of glucose. And speaking of glucose, the carbon in glucose is one of the most destructive factor. Speaking of carbonated water, carbon can be very destructive to our bodies. So people who have diabetes, they have the high blood sugar, damage the eyes, damage the kidneys, damage the heart, damage the blood vessels, damage everything, as you all know. So if you have diabetes, get rid of it, because it may not kill you right away, but the destruction it causes in the body is just extraordinary. It's just crazy. And I'm stammering because my mother died from the complication of diabetes, and I'm just imagining her. She lost both legs. I mean, imagine your mother, or your loved one losing both legs to diabetes. So fix it. Get rid of it altogether if you have it.
I think that's a great point, because when we think about cancer, right? So if someone gets a cancer diagnosis, they feel like it's a death sentence, but they don't think the same about when they get a diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol diagnosis. And I, often when I'm talking with a family member that has cancer, and she feels like she's really alone and like she's the only one in the family trying to fight for her life, and she, because she's eating healthier and making all these changes, that she's kind of left out at family dinners and things like that. I often remind her that, a lot of our other family members have diabetes, have high cholesterol, have high blood pressure. Those are death sentences too. They're just not taking action the way that you are, because cancer is this big, scary thing. You're moved to make this change, but they all should be doing exactly what you're doing, because they are headed down the same road of decay, slow decay, or even quick decay in their bodies, to the point where there are so many complications that they will die from this. Mm-hmm. So you're not alone. You're just taking action. And yes, that can be isolating for sure. But we from what we see here at NuSpecian, with the way that these diseases progress, and because you're paying for NuSpecian supplements right out of your pocket, it's easier to prioritize the treatments you can get through your insurance and say, okay, well, I'm going to just wait this month and not do this. But what happens is we see that disease continues to progress, sometimes beyond our ability to help, because people wait too long. So As soon as your body is sick enough for the doctors to give a diagnosis, it is really time to take action. And even if they say it's pre or whatever, when those numbers start heading in the wrong direction, it's time to take action. And that's what Aston is great at. He'll kick your butt around the corner to make sure you do the right thing. All right. We have another question and along the same lines.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is interesting too, because Jeff is listing being diagnosed with multiple issues. And I'll be curious to know how that changes, how you handle that with clients. So Jeff is saying, good morning, Aston. My A1C is borderline diabetic. My cholesterol is elevated. My PSA is above normal. And I have chronic kidney disease. Please provide your thoughts on what's happening and how NuSpecian can help. Thank you.
Wow, that's a big one. So we could take them one by one or take them together, but if you're still there, Jeff, you could let us know if you also have high blood pressure. It would be good to know what's causing the kidney failure or the kidney disease. Usually the two major culprits are diabetes and high blood pressure. You're saying that you're borderline diabetes, which means that your A1C, if that's the case, is under 6.5. You can let us know if it's really under 6.5, because I have really come across a case where someone's A1C was borderline and it caused kidney disease. So as you may know, we focus squarely on the root causes of diseases. That's how we're able to help. So if we know that your kidney failure is caused from diabetes or blood pressure, we can come up with a more effective solution to help you to rebuild your body, to rebuild your immune system, so your body can heal itself from whatever the issue is, blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney disease. And then if you know the extent of your kidney issue, you can let us know as well. Like you may not know what the creatinine is or the EGFR. Those are two of the major numbers on the lab report for diabetes. But if your kidney function is like 30% or 20% or 15% or 5%, whatever the doctors have told you, you can just let us know now. You can take your time. We're going to be on for another 10 or more minutes. You can just let me know about those facts if you have them. So, but yes, we can help you with all those issues. But if the kidney has completely failed, we don't think we can help you. We could try, but we don't think we can help you. So complete kidney failure, just so everyone knows, if you have diabetes or you have high blood pressure, you should never get to that stage, complete kidney failure. Especially if you're over 50, you may not get a kidney transplant. They're going to give it to young people. So you could be on the waiting list until you die on dialysis. And if you're on dialysis, the lifespan is about 5 or 6 years. Some people can live up to 8 or 9 because they take really extraordinarily good care of themselves. So kidney failure, complete kidney failure is where the blood vessels, billions of tiny blood vessels in the kidney that cause the filtration, that's the EGFR, they've died out. And the body, the genes have died out. And the kidneys just can't regenerate those blood vessels. That's why there's complete kidney failure. That's why you're in dialysis, if that's the case. If you're not on dialysis, then get on my calendar and let us help you fight like crazy to get some kidney function back so you don't ever get to dialysis. And all of you, if you have high blood pressure, you have diabetes, don't get kidney failure. I have hundreds, probably thousands of clients who have complete kidney failure. And some of them are from all over the world, from Europe or Africa or the Caribbean, and they can't go back home. They can't travel. They're in prison in the United States because they know that if they go back home, they may not be able to get the dialysis, the proper dialysis treatment they need. So they can imagine their homeland, wherever their homeland is, and they just can't go back. And speaking of, diabetes and how bad it is, I have a lot of clients over the years who tell me face to face, eyeball to eyeball, they would rather have cancer than kidney failure.
Yeah. Yes. Well, there's many kinds of cancer and many kinds of treatments. And believe it or not, there are cancer treatments that are far more convenient than treating kidney failure.
Well, yes. The main reason why they say that, those clients, I think, based on what the feedback they give me, is that when you have complete kidney failure, your quality of life is destroyed. And a lot of those clients said they would rather be dead than have no quality of life, you know.
Right. And this is tough. Like, this is what I call medical prison. When you find yourself choosing between the lesser of two evils, it's not a choice. And you don't want to get to that situation where you now don't have control to give yourself the best life. You're scared. The doctors are pressuring you because the solutions they have are the only ones they know of. And so now you're afraid to defy them or do anything other than what they say. And, NuSpecies, the good news is that our nutritional products are not an alternative. You can take them right along with whatever your treatment is, most treatments, and you can talk to Aston about that. But the good news here is your body wants to fix itself. It's trying. But as the burdens continue to pile on, your body is going to become less and less able to fix itself to a point where it does give up. And with NuSpecies formulas, they are designed to be powerful enough to actually help your body fix itself. And this is where it's tough because, yes, they're supplements and we're used to just taking supplements. You just pop a few pills in the morning and you cross your fingers, you hope they're giving you what you need, and you move on with your day. You're not thinking about, like if I get a headache or I feel a little tired one day, I take an extra dose of NuSpecies, my L-Nu1 or the L-Nu25. I'll take a little anti-inflammatory or the circulatory formula. I'll throw in some woman's health and some bee pollen, whatever it is. I make a little concoction and I take an extra shot and I feel that weight like lift off my head. I could feel my eyes like not feeling so heavy and that headache going away. And then I drink a bunch of water and I breathe and relax and I feel better. So when we think about supplements, we don't usually think about them like medicine. But medicine is treating a disease. NuSpecies is not medicine. So we're in this in-between place that can be hard for people to understand. But there's so much power in those bottles that might be sitting on your counter right now that you may be neglecting and not taking every day. Don't take it for granted. This is such a huge privilege that we're all here and we're aware that nature can be so powerful and that NuSpecies and Aston and our team and our manufacturing team has all worked together to create raw, liquid, powerful supplements that can actually help your body fix itself. And so you don't have to settle for medical prison where you're choosing between the lesser of two evils. You do have more control and power than you think, and you can rebuild from these health issues.
And Jeff, if you mentioned high cholesterol, usually our clients 3 to 6 months, if they do what we ask them to do, their bodies would rebuild from cholesterol, a high cholesterol, and it would become normal. So that's an easy one. I think the diabetes is an easy one to fix as well. The prostate is a serious one. So if your PSA is over 4, I strongly implore you to do an MRI to see if there are cancer cells in the prostate, and or biopsy. Some urologists, they don't venture to do MRI or a biopsy until the PSA gets to 8 or 10, which I think is a mistake for black men. For white men, it's fine, that the doctors or the urologist can wait until it gets higher than 4. But I can tell you that most of the black men who come to me with prostate cancer, their PSA was even below 4. Didn't even get to 4. 4 is the medical high, where you see on the lab report it says high, right? The PSA is high. So 0 to 4 is normal, but above 4 is high, like yours, based on what you're telling me. So if your doctor is not telling you to do a MRI or biopsy, you should get one or get a new doctor quickly. And then black men are, die more from prostate cancer than white men. And that's one of the reasons, because we wait too long to get treatment, right, until the cancer spread. And once the cancer move from the prostate to the bone or the lung, it is the beginning of the end for most men, black or white. So if your PSA is over 4 and you're not doing an MRI, you haven't done an MRI or a biopsy, you should get it done immediately. Early detection saves lives. And especially if you're a man of African ancestry, I don't know who you are, But if you are, we are more high risk to die of prostate cancer. And all you all have to do is just Google it. I'm not saying Google is accurate. You can go to the top medical websites in the country, and they will all tell you, all the hospitals, all the medical organizations in the United States, the American Cancer Society, the National Cancer Institute, they're all our American organizations. They'll tell you that we black men die more from prostate cancer than any other racial group on the planet.
All right, we don't have any other questions. Aston can probably, I don't know if you want to say a few words that you chose not to say earlier.
Yeah.
But then if you want to pop any other comments or questions into the chat, please do. I'll look out for them. But in the last few minutes, we'll have Aston wrap up.
Okay, so what I want to say is pretty gory, but it's true. You're all getting our knowledge, of over 20 years doing NuSpecian, and I call this type of knowledge wisdom that we share with you that you can take to help your friends and family. So this is it. So based on my experience in consulting, like I consult with probably many of you many times over, all diseases and sicknesses are signs of life being threatened. All diseases can lead to premature death. All diseases. So when you have a disease, your life is under threat. Your life, not just your health. Your health is already damaged because you have the disease. Now your life is under threat. And this goes for young and old. So you need to fight for your health and fight for your life. And yes, we all are going to die one day. But I don't think anyone wants to die prematurely. So all the diseases are attack on life. And I met and talked to many who are no longer here. A lot of people who are no longer here, I talk with them, and they didn't take our advice seriously enough, or they didn't take their diseases seriously enough. And they have good reasons. When I talk with them face to face, they have good reason. They said, I'm driving around. I don't feel anything. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. Even though the lab reports are showing that they have all these chronic issues, and that's what cancer is. You could have stage 4 cancer and driving around, you have no pain. You can eat and drink, you can do anything until it strikes. And then, the doctors won't be able to help you. So just to fear a disease is not enough. You have to fight to get rid of it completely. As long as there is one iota of it in your body, it can regenerate. Those cells can multiply. Those mutated cells or malignant cells, in the case of cancer, they can multiply rapidly because of testosterone or estrogen. Those are the two culprits. And before you know it, it could develop into something chronic. So take your diseases very seriously. Mm-hmm. And every discomfort you have with your health is a disease. Even if it's not in the medical reference manual, even the doctors can't find it. I don't have a name for it. It's still a disease. And you must fight to get rid of it. And that's why we are here at NuSpecian, to help you with that fight. And one final word, and this probably is going to be cruel to a lot of you. A lot of us believe in God, and we love God. But we all also have loved ones who love God, and diseases kill them. So diseases don't care about God, don't care about our prayers. So that's why you have to help yourself, because if you believe in God, you have to believe that God gives us the means to help ourselves to live better and longer.
Yeah, and that explains the God formula.
That's a good one.
It's truly paying respect to the power of what God has already given us to fight. And I do listen to my family members all the time, give God credit every time something good happens. But when something bad is happening, then they're praying for God to fix it. And it's like, God doesn't pick and choose. And if God's really looking after us, there's billions of people. So I don't know why you think you're special, but you need to fight for yourself. That's what we have to do. We have a couple more questions.
Yes, we can help you to fight the good fight. That's the only reason we're here. Is the only purpose we serve is to help you, guide you to fight the good fight based on all the knowledge and all the information we have. That's what we can do for you.
All right. So Oswald is asking, my left ear is ringing for a while now, and the doctor keeps saying it's the two small bones in the ear rubbing together. Is there a product that can help?
So you have inflammation or infection in the ear, and unfortunately, those three little bones, that there, two of them probably are affected based on your X-ray, but you can take the anti-inflammatory and the detox package. So the anti-inflammatory is anti-inflammation and anti-infection. And then you take the detox package to help to just purify your whole body. It will help to purify your whole body. So the anti-inflammatory and the detox package. And if the ringing is really bad, then you may need to take the upgraded anti-inflammatory to get the stronger one with the detox. So you need to purge your body of inflammation. And unfortunately, for something like that, there's no medication. The doctor may give you some steroids. And you know that steroids are anti-inflammatory, which works for some people, doesn't work for other people. So I assume that your doctors are not able to help you. So our detox package plus the anti-inflammatory, and you stay in them. Don't look for a quick fix. Stay in them until your body has cleansed itself, purified itself. That's what those two are. Our anti-inflammatory is a form of detoxification as well, but for inflammation.
Okay. And then the last question is from Dennis. He wanted to know more about the LNU25, how it actually helps the body, and anything you can say about it.
So the LNU25 is the best formula, I think, we have at NuSpecian. It is the formula that assists the body to rebuild all the organs and all the glands in the body. So it's not specific for anything. It just assists to rebuild the immune system and rebuild the whole body. That is the LD25. And you might say, Dennis, so why is it only $250 and the God formula is $1,400? Is because the God formula is specific to helping to rebuild the immune system. So all formulas that we have at NuSpecian, they're supplemental to the LNU1 or the LNU9, the Legend, or the LNU25, the Super Caveman. All our formulas are supplemental to those formulas. They're just assisting the LNUs. So even the God formulas, if you're taking all four God formulas, they're assisting the LNU. So the LNU formulas are our most important formulas to support the body. That's why if you have a lot of you who refer people, that's why when you refer them to us, we start them out on something basic, which is the LNU1 and the detox. Just something very basic, because the LNU1 supports the whole body.
But when Aston says basic, he doesn't mean like the least. It's still really powerful.
Well, yeah.
LNU1 is originally was called Body Systems Life. It was Aston's flagship invention.
Right.
And that was what we used for years
That's
to
what
help
put
people
us on
with
the map.
all kinds of health issues.
Yeah.
And then every other formula just came out of, meeting a new person who had a new need and wanted a little faster results, or had a specific health issue and we wanted to supplement some more. So the LNU, when in doubt, take the LNU. And when budget is low, get the LNU1 8 ounce for $69.99. Take a teaspoon a day, make it last a month. Keeping this powerful raw nutrition in your body on a daily basis is the best thing you can do, rather than trying to spend $400 this month and then wait 3 more months to take it again. You're giving your body a chance to start to do some work and get some momentum going, and then you just shut it down. So keeping it consistently in your body is the best way to go. And LNU1 is your friend there.
Right. So you're absolutely right. The LNU1, I call it basic, but it's the one formula that put NuSpecian on the world map. Just the one formula on the LNU1. It was our original, And I think it's still probably the most sold formula we have at NuSpecian. So it is very powerful, extremely powerful. We've used it to help people with all health conditions and help people with cancer. So as Jill says, we have other formulas because there were other people who need other things to get well.
Right. And everyone's goals are different. They may need much faster results. For example, we could have truck drivers who can't have high blood pressure. They'll lose their job. And so they have a very big time constraint, and they don't have a choice. They've got to just hit it with everything that we've got. And so we either you could just take higher doses more frequently of L-Nu, or we can add in some other things. People have exposures to chemicals externally. They have lots of other kinds of things contributing to their health problems. Maybe our diet isn't that great. And so the different formulas evolved over time to just help people reinforce their body in different ways to get them faster results. Well, you can't go wrong with the L-Nu one. And if you're reassessing and going back to your L-Nu bottle right now to look at the ingredients and be like, what? I didn't realize it was that powerful. So keep in mind that whenever we add extra vitamins to a formula, we have to put those into a supplements facts chart. And so it kind of looks like, if you look at the supplement facts, that's all that's in the product. But then if you look at the proprietary blend or the other ingredients, you'll see where we have all these plants. The whole food plant ingredients is actually where all the power is in the product. The supplement facts chart is just filling in that requirement for the FDA, where we have to call out any additional vitamins we may add to the product. But a lot of our formulas are just completely plant foods. We don't add any vitamins. And so you're getting all the vitamins and minerals from those plants, and that little list there of plants is where all the power is actually coming from. So if you want to take back a look at your label and see what I'm talking about, then that's where the power is. Read those plants, look up those plants. You'll see the list is almost endless of what all of those plants are good for.
Right. So yes, Dennis, the L-Nu 25 Super Caveman is at the top of the pyramid. It is the best formula we have at NuSpecian, and by far the most powerful formula we have at NuSpecian. For me, I can tell you, I go everywhere with the L-Nu 25. Not that the others are not good, but
Try to lift this book bag he's got sitting on the floor here. You can't.
Yeah, it's L-Nu 25 is my number one medicine.
Yeah. And, even when we're not sick, we take it because, we've got children, we've got a business to run. All of you depend on us, and we don't want to take any risks. So we're always on the most powerful formula we can be on. But I promise you, if you take L-Nu 1 every single day, if that's what's in your budget, you will see major changes in your health.
You're going to be fine. One, you're going to be fine. That's not the B25.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you have a great weekend. I don't know if you might be off for the holiday. We're not. We're always here. But we hope you enjoy the holiday weekend, and, try to eat a salad or something. Not too much barbecue meat. We're not saying you shouldn't eat it, but, make sure you're also drinking a lot of water and eating a salad, something living and colorful to help your body deal with whatever else you might put in there.
And happy 4th.
Yes.
Whether you celebrate it or not, I think if you're in the United States, we're in one of the best countries, probably the best country on the planet. So happy 4th.
Yes.
Whether you celebrate it or not, happy 4th.
All right. Have a great weekend.